Today, we're talking about 12-inch singles. Thank God I don't have a lot of them, because this could get expensive. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to Northern Revolutions. I'm Rob. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. As I mentioned off the top, we are talking 12-inch singles today. Why are we talking about 12-inch singles today? Because I don't talk about them very much. But also, this is for Rob Walker over in Manchester. Rob Walker, Let the Music Play. A great vinyl community channel. I've been on many a live stream with Rob. He's a good guy. He's celebrating his 200th video in the vinyl community, and he sort of put out a thread for people to show 20 12-inch singles. That's about how many I have. Thank goodness, because 12-inch singles are great, but they can get expensive when you consider you're buying a 12-inch record for a song or two or three. So I try not to buy a ton of them, thankfully. But I do have enough to do Rob's video. So here we go. Rob's in Manchester, so of course, I have to start with Oasis. This is Oasis' debut 12-inch single, Supersonic. Sadly, this is not an original from 1994. I wish it were, but it's not. This is the Record Store Day reissue, which came out in 2014. Really wish this was an OG, but it's not. This has Supersonic, obviously, the single. The B-side is Take Me Away, and a live recording of I Will Believe. This is great. This came out before Definitely Maybe. Oasis is one of those bands that does singles like singles were done back in the day, like the Beatles did, for example. They would put out a single. Sometimes it would be on the album, sometimes it wouldn't. There'd be a B-side, and the only place you could get that would be on the single. I love the idea of the lost art of the single, but I'm also glad it's not done a lot anymore because, again, it could be expensive. Oasis put out a ton of singles. I wish I had them. The 12-inch are very hard to find over here in North America. I saw a couple just recently, and they were like $70 a pop. And that was from, I think that was from the Heathen Chemistry album. I wanted to buy them, but $70 per single is insane. I wish I had all the CD singles back in the day, but I don't. I know they just reissued the box of 2 boxes of 45s. I can't afford it, and I'm not going there. So I have to resign myself that I don't have the Oasis singles, even though they're one of my favorite bands. But I've got this. So the Record Store Day reissue of Supersonic, one of my favorite Oasis songs. So I mentioned the Beatles, so of course I got to show Now and Then, which is the worst artwork ever. So let's show this side because it's better. Now and Then, the last Beatles song, the one that was supposed to be on Anthology 3, but wasn't. It wasn't until Peter Jackson developed some demixing technology that he was able to clean up and extract John's vocals, and so they could actually do something with the tape. This is a sort of culmination of a John demo tape and the 3 remaining Beatles in the late 90s, and then Paul and Ringo today putting out Now and Then. I actually think it's a beautiful song. I think it is a perfect capstone to their career. The B-side is Love Me Do. It is the Giles Martin remix of the original recording with Ringo on drums. There's 3 recordings of Love Me Do. There's the Pete Best on drums, which is on the anthology. There's the Ringo on drums, which is the single, I believe, and it's on the red and blue. And there's the Andy White version that's actually on the album. So this is the Ringo version remastered with, I guess, Peter Jackson's mixed technology as well. So here's my only Beatles 12-inch, Now and Then. The rest of these are no particular order. This is the old 97s, Off My Mind with the B-side of Terlingua, I guess. Sure. This is a 12-inch single from 2017. White vinyl. Don't know what to tell you about it other than I'm an old 97s fan, so when I saw the single, I bought it. They're kind of a, old country rock band from Texas. Okay, the next few are for my partner in crime, Joe from Racer Records and on a vinyl, one of my co-hosts on my Wednesday night show, he's a huge fan of Bryan Adams. So I got some Bryan Adams 12-inch to show. This is Diana. The one thing Bryan will refuse to sign, I guess, rumor has it he had an affair with Princess Di. I don't know. I don't care. This is a single that accompanied the album Reckless. So it has Diana, back to summer of '69, and then the Bryan Adams mix, as it's called, which is a remix by some guy named Sandy X of Somebody, It's Only Love, Diana Fits You Good. I don't care for remixes on singles. I don't give a shit. But I like this because it's the only place you find the song Diana. So cool. I love when 12-inch singles have something on it that you can't get somewhere else. Another single from Reckless, Somebody, backed with Long Gone and Lonely Nights. Long Gone came from Reckless, and Lonely Nights came from the album You Want It, You Got It. I bought it because I'm a Bryan Adams fan, and I saw it at a record show for a couple bucks, so why not? Nothing worthy on here because they're album tracks, so who cares? And lastly, also from Reckless, Run to You, and it's backed with Cuts Like a Knife from the previous album, Cuts Like a Knife. Specially remixed version. I don't know what's remixed about it. Who knows? Do I care? Nope. Again, this was at a record show and it was a couple bucks, so I bought it. As the saying goes, nothing to see here, folks. The last Bryan Adams single to show you is The Northern Lights, Tears Are Not Enough. Everybody knows We Are the World. This was the Canadian answer to We Are the World. Tears Are Not Enough. It's anybody who was anybody in Canadian rock back in the day. Bryan Adams wrote it. Tom Cochrane, Bruce Cockburn, Burton Cummings, Neil Young, and a whole host of other people. So it's exactly what We Are the World is, except the Canadian version. So on this, there's the original version, there's the 3-minute edit, and then there's an instrumental. Never listened to anything other than the first song. So, okay, my fantasy wife, Susanna Hoffs from the Bengals. This is If She Knew What She Wants. Love that song. That's from their big monster album, Different Light, which had Manic Monday on it. And I think Walk Like an Egyptian is on that as well. So this is an extended remix of If She Knew What She Wants, along with the single version, and then Angels Don't Fall in Love. It's an extended version of a song. They just put an instrumental bit in the middle. Who cares? Again, nothing to see here, folks, other than the beautiful Susanna Hoffs. Oh. Okay, this is a picture disc single. This is Taylor Swift, the Billboard Music Awards live audio rehearsal. What more do I say? Bought it because I'm a Swiftie. One more, Taylor. This is Cardigan, Cabin in the Candlelight version. So she did the Long Pond studio session. So when she recorded Folklore, it was during the pandemic. Everyone recorded their parts in their own studios, and it was assembled in post-production. When it was safe to do so, everyone got together at the Long Pond Studios and recorded the entire album live off the floor, and it was issued as the Long Pond Studio Sessions as a record store day release. I have it. It's awesome. This is the Cabin in the Candlelight version, so same idea, and then it has the original version on here as well. White vinyl. So this and the Me singles are crazy expensive, so I'm thankful that I bought them the day they came out on our website. Okay, the one and only Blue Radio single. This is Girl in Green. This was from their album Nowhere to Hear, which came out after 5 Days in July, which is not available on vinyl, but the single Girl in Green is available on vinyl. There is the Space Knowledge remix on one side, which sucks, and then a shorter version of the Space Knowledge remix on the other side, and the album version. Again, nothing to see here, folks, but I have it because Nowhere to Hear is never going to see the light of day on vinyl, so I might as well have the one and only single from that album. Like Oasis, there's another band that puts out a lot of singles, and that is U2, and I have a bunch. This is Two Hearts Beat as One, along with New Year's Day, and then a remix, a club version of Two Hearts Beat as One. I don't care about the club version, and the other two songs are album tracks. So, yeah, there's the backside of it. Cool, because I love U2, and I saw this in a local record store. I think this is a UK pressing, and it was a few bucks. So, why not add it to my U2 collection? Whenever I find U2 12-inch singles, I buy them. So, okay, this is a 12-inch single picture disc again. This is Red Hill Mining Town. This was it was a Joshua Tree single. This came out on Record Store Day a few years ago. My favorite album of theirs, the much maligned or often misunderstood Rattlin Hum. This is the 12-inch single for Desire. And the B-side is another version of Desire, backed with Hallelujah, Here She Comes. There's a whole bunch of singles from this album that are all 7-inch. I think this is the only 12-inch single from this album. My favorite U2 record, and I love the song Desire. Okay, the next one is another U2 single. Unfortunately, this was a DJ copy, so it's got some shit on it. But Pride in the Name of Love, one of my favorite U2 songs. This is back with Boomerang 1, Boomerang 2, 4th of July. Good single, good B-sides, perfect. I just wish it didn't have electrical tape, or I just wish it didn't have duct tape on the bottom and a DJ sticker. But I think this was one of those, it was $2 or something like that. So eventually I'll upgrade this to a better copy. This is a Record Store Day single. This is Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, which was on, I believe, the Batman soundtrack. It wasn't available on any U2 albums, but this was, I believe, around the time of Octung Baby or Zuropa. It has the Gotham Experience remix, which I don't care about because it's a remix. And then the other side is the original mix. I love that song. This is a cool jacket. It's all embossed and kind of looks pretty cool. One of my favorite U2 singles. Again, like I said, U2 have put out a ton of singles. And what I love about a lot of their singles is there are songs you can't get elsewhere. There's a lot of live stuff, but there's also a lot of singles that have remixes, which I don't give a shit about. So, along with Octung Baby, this is The Fly. Great song. Backed with Alex Descends Into Hell for a Bottle of Milk. And then the Lounge Fly Mix. And this is Mysterious Ways. DJ sticker, sorry about that, with a bunch of different mixes of Mysterious Ways. There are 4 singles from that album, and what's cool is the album covers actually fit together, and then there's 2 more that go underneath this, which is the front and back of a car, and it makes one sort of abstract collage. So yeah, The Fly and Mysterious Ways. One of their remix kind of deals. This is Lemon from Zuropa. It has the Bad Yard Club mix, the dub version, they're all remixes. Again, it was a couple bucks. So the last U2 one I'm going to show from Pop. This is Staring at the Sun. Pop's kind of a hot and cold album. I love part of it and I hate part of it. Staring at the Sun is one song that I absolutely love. So there are 3 different remixes on here because U2 is in their very sort of electronic phase with this album. But I love the song Staring at the Sun. I'm going to close this out with something different. This is the Blue Ridge Rangers. When John Fogerty left CCR, he put out an album called the Blue Ridge Rangers, which did not have the name John Fogerty on it. Wanted to see if it would stand on its own, but the label wouldn't release it. It's a country album. He did a full country album. This is the single. So this has Somewhere Listening and Jambalaya and Working on a Building. So it sounds like John, but it's country. There you go. Blue Ridge Rangers. There you go, Mr. Walker. There's 20-ish 12-inch singles. I'm glad I don't have any more because it's going to get very expensive. Everybody, you probably already know Rob Walker's channel, but if you haven't, Rob Walker, Let the Music Play. I'll leave a link in the description. Please check him out. But if you're watching me, you probably already watch him. So congrats on the 200 uploads, Rob. That's a big milestone. That's everything for me today, everybody. Catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.